All right, another great team win, culture win for us. Hadn't had a four-quarter battle like that since Louisville, so it's been a while, and was really proud of the way both sides of the ball responded to that adversity. We knew they were going to score some points, and we found a way to win it there at the end, and really proud of the way the defense, I know the yardage total certainly is a bit gaudy, but got turnovers again and scored 9 points on their own. And offense did a pretty good job. We got to find a better way to run the football. You know, we started two true freshman offensive linemen, and then we were out Mason Denley. I'm sure most of you may or may not have known that. We were out Mason Denley. Got a concussion in practice. All signs to him, all signs point to him being back this week. And then, but we got Colton Freeman back, and then after about the third series, Colton goes out with some stinger issues again, and so we're really thin there, and we've got to find a way. It's our job as coaches to put them in a great position to be successful, and it's going to be that way for the rest of the year. So we've got our work cut out for us offensively. But again, proud of the way our guys responded. And again, winning is never easy. It's really hard to win week in and week out, and we found a way to get it done.
But Coach, here I am all the way in the back. Going through a situation like what you're going through, especially with guys going down, offensive linemen, how do you've tried to pretty much everything, but some way they figured out, especially late in the game, like today, adversity, and they just come through?
Yeah, we've got to figure out a way. You know, our third down numbers were not real good. We put ourselves in some third and short positions, and obviously didn't convert there. And you know, we got to not be afraid to throw the ball a little bit on third and short when they're packing the box. And you know, that's my job. I did a poor job of that in terms of kind of prodding the offense to figure out different ways to get first downs. And so we'll go back to the drawing board a little bit, but really proud of those guys. I mean, we got to play with 5. And so it's kind of next man up and pick up the rifle and go, and we'll figure out a way to win this week.
You've been part of a sequence there to begin the second half. They go for the onside kick right out of halftime, and then you're down there, and I think it was 3 penalties on one play, 2 unscored. It seemed like the momentum there kind of shifted to you guys.
Yeah, really weird. We were fortunate that it happened because we didn't make it on fourth down, and got a first down out of the deal, and then got the ball on the inch line. And again, that's not the player's fault. That's my fault for being so stubborn in terms of what we were running down there. And obviously we kind of came to our senses a little bit and wound up throwing it there once we got the first down. And of course, McCluskey was wide open and resulted in a touchdown. But yeah, I've never been a part of a sequence like that, but certainly glad it happened in our favor.
Tom, I was wondering if you'd talk about Kenneth's game, because you were talking about the offensive line, the injuries there, and the freshman starting. And, you know, Kenneth struggled at times, looked like, but he was able to get yards, and you could just really see him fighting to get yards during the game.
Yeah, you know, it's tough as a tailback when you're getting the ball and there's penetration in the backfield, and he was dealing with that for most of the night, and rattled off some really tough runs, you know, 3 and 4 yard runs. To set us up into third and short are kind of what we hang our hat on, and he was able to find a way to get that done. Missed some cuts here and there, but he certainly, I didn't realize he had 30 carries. That's a lot of carries, and only a 3.5 yard average, but certainly came through when we needed him to.
Coach, in your opening remarks, you said something about a great culture win. Could you explain that, expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, we've got a culture of physical and mental toughness, of you know, being 1-0 and competing in everything that we do. And I thought our guys did a great job of blocking out all the noise all week and focusing in on the task at hand. And then maybe more importantly than those two things, of the toughness and the competitiveness, is the genuine love that our guys have for each other and for this coaching staff. And you know, we talk all the time, when you're doing something for yourself, when you're driven with a purpose that's only self-centered, then when things get hard, it's really easy to just say, no, I've had enough and move on, because you're not letting anybody down. You're the only person that's affected is you. But when you have a genuine love for the guy next to you, and he reciprocates that love back to you, I think really good things happen, especially when things get really hard. It's impossible to give up and give in when you're playing with some love for your brothers, and then they've got that love right back for you.
Tom, it had been since that Week 2 game that you guys had really played a tight game, and I guess maybe first half of the Tulsa game to start conference. Is this? I'm assuming you want to win games handily, but is this a good game to have this late in the season where you have to kind of have your guys bring it out? That just inner.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you can get tested and come out on the good side of things is a really good teaching and learning opportunity for our guys. And we understand that this is certainly the meat of our schedule, and most of the games down the stretch here are probably going to be like this. And for us to take the first step here tonight was important for us, yeah.
Tom,
Go ahead.
you mentioned blocking out the noise with this Memphis game coming up. Do you try to manage it, or do you block it out just the same?
Well, I told them, we're certainly going to celebrate this one. We've got a 24-hour rule. We celebrate wins. They're really, really hard. I mean, really hard. And that was a really good football team that came in here and played us extremely hard and had a good plan and executed that plan. We just made a few more plays than they did. But I told them as we finished, I said, this is probably the biggest game in the history of the short history of this stadium. And it's that way because we made it that way. And to embrace that because, they've put in the blood, sweat, work, energy, effort, sacrifice to get us to this point. And we're going to enjoy the, I don't want to say enormity. We're going to enjoy the preparation this week for this game. And I don't know that, in fact, I know we won't approach it any different, but I'm sure the kids will probably have a little extra pep in their step.
Tom, you talked about the defense being opportunistic and getting the turnovers. How do you balance that versus maybe some worry about Cincinnati's ability to gain yards through the air, especially with Paxton Lynch coming up next week?
Yeah, kind of a little different animal from what I've seen in terms of when and how they throw the football. I think these guys are more of a drop back, don't care about down and distance kind of deal, where Memphis is a little bit more similar to us, where they're going to try to run the football first and then hit you with some play action. So not overly concerned. Obviously, I was during the game, but hats off to them. I mean, that's an NFL quarterback thrown to probably a couple NFL wide receivers, and I thought their offensive line did a great job. We were bringing a ton of stuff at them and couldn't get a ton of pressure. When we did, we made it count and hit Gunnar Keel pretty hard. We got a safety on a sack, and so that was a really good outfit, and we obviously got to play better when faced with that, but probably a little bit different animal coming up this week.
Coach, if we can, expand on that, especially in the second half, fourth quarter, where it seemed like it was an extended situation, but defensively, it was going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you mean?
As far as guys getting a turnover and then putting pressure on Gunnar.
Yeah, well, I thought they played really well. I don't know what the numbers say in the fourth quarter, but anytime you can hold them to at least 1 point less, and they did their part in terms of scoring points as well. Was certainly proud of the effort. Obviously, got a few things to correct.
Tom, they did take their shots early. Anything in terms of what you guys did defensively? In terms of, it looks like you got some pressure on him early. And did anything change, or was it a matter of kind of how they adjusted or what they did differently to offset anything?
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of the opposite there, Joseph. I thought we were not getting pressure on him early, and we made some adjustments throughout the second and third quarter and executed that well and started to get some pressure on him. And then, they did a good job of readjusting and picking up some of our pressure. So it was a bit of a cat and mouse game, but, as it always is when you're playing a team that throws the ball as well as they do and as much as they do, I think it's important that you continue to throw different looks at them, because if you stay in one thing too much, they're going to pick you apart. And was proud of the defense for being able to throw quite a few different looks at them. Good. Thanks, guys.